Cards with creases, wrinkles, ink, and chewed corners are all present in this 1967 set, which is almost complete. Imperfections aside, I'm quite pleased with both its look and my progression. The pictures and colors really pop, but that doesn't mean all examples are totally accurate. Let's file these under the category of crafty photography. While the franchise nicknames up top do not match the players' jerseys shown, the use of no cap and close-up photos tries to hide the inconsistencies. Topps seemed to go back in time with this one. Johnny Romano spent 2 seasons with the White Sox between his stints with the Indians and Cardinals, but his 1967 photo looks like it was taken the same time as the picture used on his 1965 card. I spy a Chief Wahoo feather at the bottom right corner. Here are some actual airbrushing jobs. Wesley Bales, called Wes on his rookie card, though facsimile signed Lee, played in 31 total games during his 2-year stint in the majors. After tasting the big time with Atlanta, he was part of a 6-player trade which sent him to Houston in October of 1966. The image here is positioned so you can't read his jersey, and the cap is heavily brushed. The infielder totaled 3 hits and 4 runs scored during his entire career. He was not given his own trading card in 1968. Here's Tom Egan, catcher of the Angels, as is printed on card front, back, and even the jersey in his picture. So why is his cap filled in? This photo may have been taken in 1964, when the franchise was still known as the Los Angeles Angels. When the team name changed to California Angels in 1965, the logo on caps changed as well. Though he spent 10 years in the big leagues, the catcher never appeared in more than 85 games in any season, and was out of the majors at age 29 with a career average at the Mendoza line. Another example of a card whose entire image looks airbrushed shows manager Mayo Smith. He spent 5 seasons at the helm of the Phillies and Reds before transferring to position of scout in the Yankees organization. Prior to his 4-year stint in Detroit, he's photographed here in a very generic uniform, unaware the Tigers were on their way to a World Series victory just 1 year later. Gene Michael was known as a front office star with the Yankees, but got his playing start with the Pirates, as you can see by the yellow trim in this picture. After a trade for Maury Wills, he spent the 1967 season with the Dodgers. It was the last season in the National League for the infielder, as Stick was soon off to New York to play with the likes of Mantle and Munson. Hall of Famer Leo DeRocher managed the Brooklyn Dodgers and New York Giants between 1939 and 1955, with his clubs reaching the World Series 3 times. Prior to his start with the Cubs in 1966, he was part of the coaching staff with the Los Angeles Dodgers, hence the blue cap here, which has been filled in poorly. 7 years in the Windy City produced a .500 record, after which the Lip finished his career on the bench in Houston. If you've watched my previous videos related to the 1968 set, you know of the struggle Topps photographers encountered that spring with potential subjects. How much airbrushing was done on that release? Find out all the answers in the next episode of this series. Since that was a quick look at actual airbrushed pictures, let's flip them over and be entertained by some cartoons which adorn 1967 card backs. There are enough illustrations to enjoy while reading each subject's bios and stats, with a variety of topics and personal factoids presented in an amusing fashion. As with past releases, the comics depict career achievements and awards won, like Rookie of the Year Ron Hansen leading all shortstops and turning double plays, and Ron Fairley, who picked up 11 of his 12 career World Series hits in the 1965 Classic. Players didn't just go to the ballpark to get work done. Following his career, Earl Batty was involved with PR work as a Con Ed answer man, and Bubba Morton was a Coast Guard radio operator following his high school graduation. Hobbies were still a key point of focus. Bob Pretty is a coin collector. Hopefully he didn't receive his salary in bags like that. And Joe Nozick is into archery. William Tell he was not, it seems. Earl Wilson's card shares some good and bad points. as he clipped the wings of Angels during a 1962 no-hitter. Whoops! He committed 21 wild pitches the following season, which led all of baseball. Then there are the fun facts you might not have remembered if you knew it all. Legendary Cuban pitcher Pedro Ramos was dubbed the Cuban Cowboy, appearing in full getup not just on the small screen, but also in print ads. Jim King was traded to the White Sox in June of 1967, thus being the last member of the original 61 Senators lineup to eventually leave. Finally, Max Alvis played in the 1958 Sugar Bowl for the University of Texas, where they were thumped by Ole Miss 39-7. Well, you can't win them all, but you can enjoy more new content soon on this channel.